the one, the only, Andrew Lawrence. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Very nice to be back at Comedy Unleashed, the only comedy club in the country where comedians don't need to walk on and give the audience a fucking trigger warning before they start. As far as I could tell, nobody here is a whiny, oversensitive, needy, histrionic, bedwetting cunt. I don't know. If I'm right about that. Also a privilege to share the stage with Dominic Frisby as well. It's very rare I get to do a gig with someone who looks more like a character from Lord of the Rings than I do. It's a long time since I've done a gig, so I've got absolutely no material, which means I'm going to have to rely very heavily tonight on my personal charm and charisma, which is terrible news. I don't have any of that, so we'll see how it goes. It'll be all right. We'll see. It's nice to be anywhere where I don't have to pay for the gas and electricity. That's my main. That's why most of you are here tonight. Let's be honest with ourselves. Tickets work out cheaper than staying at home paying for central heating. That's how it is, and it's good. It's a nice atmosphere. A Monday night. Yes, a very long time since I've done a gig. About more or less 3 years actually. It's my fault. The first year and a half wasn't my fault. That was because of the pandemic. I couldn't gig. That wasn't my fault. I didn't eat the bats. That wasn't me. Although, I wouldn't rule it out for the future. Food prices get any higher. See whatever shit I can forage from the woods. That's all That's the plan. It wasn't my fault, the pandemic. I just did what I was told. Hid at home. My face mask on, got my jab like every other brain-dead cunt, and while our governments all lied to us and the pharmaceutical industry lied to us as well, that's what I did. And but the last year and a half, that was my fault, really, because I thought of something funny that made me chuckle, and then I made the catastrophic error of judgment of putting it on Twitter. That was a bad idea. And a lot of people pretended to be outraged about it, and the comedy industry put me on the naughty step, where I have remained for the past year and a half, because words have consequences, and the consequences of my words are that I have now become the most woke, progressive comedian in the whole of the UK. No, it's true. I'll tell you why. Because for the past year and a half, every other comedian in the UK has been travelling around the UK, travelling around the world doing gigs. I've been at home. So I now have the lowest carbon footprint of any... any comedian in the UK. They'll all slag me off. Oh, his material is so hateful, Andrew Lawrence. I'll say, yeah, well, at least I'm not destroying the delicate ecosystems, you planet-killing cunt like you are. I don't know, yes, so a long time. A long time since I've done a gig. I'll get back into it. I'll talk a little bit more about it later on in my set. We'll just ease ourselves gently into the gig, I think. Just nice to be here, ladies and gentlemen, or however else you identify. I don't want to make assumptions. I don't. You can't tell with people. I was walking down the street just to get here tonight. I saw some young people, didn't know whether they were non-binary or just didn't care about their personal appearance. I don't know. Walked past a woman. I didn't know if she was trans or just ugly. I didn't know. I couldn't tell. And I'll try my best. We'll see how the gig goes. It's all right. There's a fine line, very fine line between success and failure in life, isn't there? I think it's only 1 hour's difference between success and failure in life. That's what I think. I'll tell you what I mean by that. Like someone wakes up 5 o'clock every morning, they're an ambitious go-getter, ready to throw themselves into the day. Someone wakes up 4 o'clock every morning, struggling with anxiety and depression. 1 hour, just 1 hour's difference, isn't it? And, has anyone achieved anything this year? No one achieved nothing whatsoever. Oh Christ, that's depressing, isn't it? And, no one. You got married. Well, we'll see if that's an achievement. You've got to give it a little bit of time, haven't you? To be fair, it may turn out to be a catastrophe rather than a prenup. No, fuck me, you're fucked. Absolutely. Jesus Christ. No, that's lovely. Well done. Any other married people in? Not many. Any divorced people in? Oh shit! Anyone achieved anything real though? And what have you done this year? You've achieved my mum. Not that much of an achievement. She's 72, mate. I think you could do better for yourself. I'm not going to lie. Oh dear, she didn't tell me about this. I'll be honest. And, my big achievement this year is I've given up bread. That's it. Give up. Might not seem very impressive. I've given up bread. It's a big deal for me. I've been eating a lot of bread. I've been alive 42 years. I've eaten a lot of bread. And then one day, I ate a load of bread. I felt bloated, very tired. What the fuck am I eating this for? What the fuck is this? Is it even food? It's like fucking, what is it? Wheat. What is wheat? It's grass. Why am I eating grass? I'm not a goat. I'm not even as intelligent as a goat. At least goats aren't stupid enough to pay for the fucking grass they're eating. I'm not eating this fucking shit anymore. And I stopped eating bread. I was quite pleased with myself. Unfortunately, I really like bread, and not having bread in my life made me quite irritable to the extent that in order to take the edge off that irritation, I started smoking again, which in many ways is worse than eating bread, isn't it? And then the more I smoked, I started to really lose my appetite, and I didn't want to eat big meals anymore, so I just ended up eating sandwiches. So I snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Very fine line between success and failure. But yes. However you identify, you're all welcome. Animal, vegetable, mineral, it doesn't matter. Whether you're a woman with a penis or a woman without a penis, just go ahead and use whatever public toilet you want to use. I don't mind. Just try not to rape anyone. Let's all just try and get along. That's all. There's a lot of animosity, isn't there, between biological women and trans women. And some of you are sitting there thinking, well, why are you even making a distinction, Andrew, between, because they're different. Trans women can't get pregnant or have periods, and I don't want to fuck them. But having said that, after 2 absolutely horrific long-term relationships, I don't really want to fuck biological women anymore either, so somewhat of a dilemma for me. All I can say is thank fuck for Kleenex. That's the I can understand there's a degree of tension between biological women and trans women, because you don't like the thought, they're sort of encroaching upon your public safe spaces and feel slightly unsafe. But all I would say is look at the positives. Just focus on the positives. So much you can learn from trans women if you're a biological woman, because trans women dress better than you do, don't they? That's one thing. I've been on dates with women, they're so badly dressed I would have been less offended if they slapped a cock on the table. That's the reality. That's all I'm saying. Just focus on the positives. If you're a biological woman, you're in a communal changing room and there's a trans woman strutting around, slapping her penis all over the place, saying, do not deny me my lived experience. Don't get upset. Don't get angry. Just go up to her, ask her where she got her shoes. That's it, just focus on the positives. That's all I'm saying. And however you identify. I identify as someone who doesn't care about your pronouns, isn't going to use them or make any effort to remember what they are. But you go ahead and keep putting them on the bottom of your emails if it makes you feel happy. That's what I would say. And, I don't know. I'm just glad to have been invited into your safe space this evening. Comedy Unleashed. It's it's a privilege. I'm not going to. Do you know what? I don't offend anyone. I'm not going to tell any jokes. No. No, I'm not, because jokes are a sort of microaggression, aren't they? No, jokes are real bigotry. Jokes are bigotry and microaggression. I don't want to, I don't want to offend anyone like that. I was hoping instead we could spend the next part of the gig just doing some breathing exercises, and then towards the end, if we could just have a respectful, open discussion about colonial reparations. That's the. That's the plan. I don't know. The trouble is, in a room of 100 people, I'll tell a joke. 99 people are laughing. One person at the back of the room is crying their eyes out. As far as I'm concerned, I've committed a hate crime. If there's any justice in the world, the police will turn up, drag me away, lock me up and throw away the key. They won't do that, of course. They're far too busy with their equality and diversity training. That's have we got an equality? Are you a quality diversity trainer?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. I just don't like that sort of thing.
They do
do
it.
it.
Call a trans woman a man, then they'll arrest you.
Will they?
Yeah.
Do you think have I said enough tonight to be arrested already?
If you're a man, if you're a woman, you would.
Oh, would I be arrested if I was a woman?
If you was a woman, you would be.
Oh fuck! Let's put a down on proceedings, isn't it? That's, thank fuck I'm not a woman then. Thank God for my male privilege. No, the police were working very hard. Just not doing any actual police work. They are working. Hello, I'm in East London's vibrant Bethnal Green. I've just been dragged out of my car and someone's waving a machete at me. Can you help me? I'm afraid not, sir. We're a bit busy at the moment. We're dancing the Macarena at a Pride March. Sorry about that. Can't help. Don't have any patrol vehicles available at the moment, sir. They're all in a garage having rainbow spray painted on them. Sorry about that. Can't help you, sir. Can't do anything about that. Hello, there's a grooming gang operating in my area. I'm worried about the safety of young, vulnerable people. Could you investigate? I'm afraid not, sir. We're currently attending a Just Stop Oil protest. Some autistic white students have glued themselves to the M25. And we're just going around them all individually, one by one, asking whether they like a cup of tea and a vegan muffin. And... maybe some therapy. Do a wonderful job, the old the police, and troubled times we live in. Everyone's lying to us, aren't they? Everyone's lying to us constantly about everything. People lying to us about food, the food we eat, food we feed to our children. Lying to us about. If they're lying to us about that, they'll lie about anything, won't they? Don't eat meat, don't eat red meat, eggs, cholesterol, don't eat that natural shit, don't eat it. Eat it. Eat this plastic packaged, processed shit that we developed in a laboratory. Eat it. Eat it. It's full of sweeteners and salt and E-numbers and microplastics and soy protein. Eat it. Eat it. If you eat it twice a week for the next decade, it'll give you colon cancer. And the best news is it's fat-free. Eat it. Just shit they give us to eat, and just shit in this country they give us to eat. Everyone drinks to excess, everyone's eating shit and drinking to excess. I feel awful, I better go and better talk to the doctor. I feel awful. Yeah, that's probably depression, mate. You don't think it's my diet or something like that? No, it's depression, definitely. Oh, what's causing the depression? Is it, it's probably because I've lost my job, my wife's left me, she's taken a house. Probably that's what it is. No, it's a chemical imbalance in your brain, so...
You sure that's all that had been scientifically disproven, the chemically imbalanced balancing? Oh no, that's what it is. We need to give you these antidepressant drugs. They're very, very good. I'll make a lot of money out of these. Here, take them. Take them. One's fat as fucking alcoholism and the fucking antidepressants, and then the cherry on the cake, we give them free fucking healthcare, universal healthcare, free at the point of delivery, so no one takes any fucking personal responsibility for their health and well-being whatsoever, and then every 2 or 3 months a headline in the newspaper, NHS in crisis. Oh, well, fuck me, what a surprise. NHS in crisis. It's an existential crisis, isn't it, with the NHS, because no one's seen a GP in about 4 years now, have they? There's no evidence they still exist. You've got more chance of seeing a mythical beast, really. You phone up your doctor's surgery, you speak to the receptionist, and they say, hello, can I get a face-to-face appointment with the doctor, with the GP? Absolutely not. But if you want to come into the surgery, we've got a Kraken you can have a look at. People are very sensitive, though, aren't they? Very sensitive. You can't be making jokes about the NHS. People get very oversensitive. My grandmother and grandfather both passed away last year, and they both received fantastic care from the NHS. Well, can't have been that good, can it? Because they're both fucking dead. It's ironic, isn't it? All those people out during the pandemic on their doorsteps, fucking smacking their pots and pans constantly, fucking smacking their pots and pans every fucking week, the extent they developed a repetitive strain injury. And now they can't get any fucking hospital treatment for it. That's ironic. Dying to us all the fucking time. Awful time of year as well. Cold, isn't it? Dark and rainy out there, sort of time of year we could all do with an extended break, a luxury hotel somewhere. The question is... The question is, do you pay for it yourself, or do you just float up and down the Kent coastline in a rubber dinghy for a few hours? Claim asylum, get the British taxpayer to cover the bill. Pretty ludicrous situation, the asylum situation, isn't it, in this country? I think the only solution now is to drag every MP out of Westminster, put them all on a big boat to Albania. That's the best solution, isn't it? Of course, there's... Oh dear, I've turned this into a rally unexpectedly. No, I think send them all to Albania, because they're sending us their criminals. It's only fair we send them ours, isn't it? That's a little bit late on the uptake there, but I'll take it. I'll settle for it. Troubled times. Very troubled times we live in. Thank God. Thank God for all the unemployed social justice warriors on the internet. Every day, heroically engaging in their performative activism, changing the world. And of course, this tournament, the World Cup, is a sort of social justice event now, isn't it? The World Cup. It's all about gay rights in Qatar. That's what it's all about now. That's what we're going to be hearing about endlessly. Gay rights, and we've already heard about it. Gay rights in Qatar. That's what we're going to hear about for the whole tournament. Like, gay people in Qatar, they send them to prison. Do they? They should fucking move then, shouldn't they? Why don't they fucking move? It's not that easy, Andrew. You need to get a visa. If they can't move to a different country just like that without a visa, they should come to the UK. Apparently, you don't fucking need one. If you're gay, you're living somewhere that hates gay people, fucking move. I'm English. I lived in Scotland for 4 years. They fucking hate English people. I moved. Whatever you want to get up to in life, there's places you can live where you can get away with it, aren't there? Like, if I wanted to molest children, I'll go and live in the Vatican. There are places. Places you can live, aren't there? Whatever you want to do, it's fine. This whole tournament, the World Cup's all about gay rights now, isn't it? Just like last year, the Euros was about racism. The whole tournament was about race. The entire thing, Black Lives Matter, all the pundits and the commentators and the journalists writing about the racism, racist English football fans and racism in the UK. The whole fucking tournament was about that, wasn't it? And the slogan splashed across the TV screen every 5 minutes, hate won't win, hate won't win, and all the players, the football players taking a knee for BLM. They weren't taking a knee for BLM actually, Andrew. They weren't taking a knee for BLM, they were taking a knee to protest against racism in football, Andrew. That's what they were doing. Well, they may well have been taking a knee to protest against racism in football, but unfortunately, the taking a knee gesture is inextricably linked with BLM, isn't it? I mean, I could give a Nazi salute in support of animal welfare, but unfortunately... wouldn't take that gesture away from its original fucking context, would it? What's your problem with BLM, Andrew? What's your problem anyway with BLM, Andrew? No problem at all, other than they're a sort of militant neo-Marxist cult that wants to smash capitalism and defund the police and fraudulently raise millions of dollars over the internet and then siphoned off a load of that money to their families to buy fucking luxury properties with. Apart from that, they seem like great people. Awesome. Yeah. Don't get me right, I think it's awful. I think it's terrible what happened to George Floyd. It's a tragedy when career criminals die. It breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart. And they weren't taking a knee for BLM, Andrew. They were taking a knee to protest against racism in football. Were they? Or were they taking a knee because of peer pressure? I don't know, because if it's me, if I'm a 20-year-old boy standing on a football pitch, millions of people watching around the fucking world, biggest moment of my life, and one by one, all my teammates getting down on their knee, and suddenly it gets round to me, I'm going to think to myself, well, I've got two choices here. I can either carry on with this absolute fucking lottery win of a life I've got, or I get paid millions of pounds to kick a fucking ball around. Women throw themselves at me. I live in a mansion. Every time I score a goal, 40,000 people in a stadium chant my fucking name. I either get down on a knee and carry on with that lifestyle, or I could stay on my feet. I refuse to get on it. I could stay on my feet and then be crucified on social media in tabloids for the next decade and abused in every stadium I play in for the rest of my career while it slowly turns to shit. Let me think. Decisions. I think I'll take a fucking knee. I think that's what I'll do. The whole tournament was about race. The whole fucking thing about how racist English football fans are, how racist Britain is. Now, you know, I spent most of my life living in multicultural parts of London and the South East, and very privileged as a comedian that spent 17 years travelling around the world doing gigs, and I was under the distinct impression that this is one of the least racist fucking countries on earth. This is me. This is how I feel. The whole tournament was about race. They made it about race until it wasn't. The final of the tournament, England got to the final, they played Italy, and it went to a penalty shootout. In the penalty shootout, the England manager picked 5 players to take penalties, you'll remember. The first 2 he picked were white guys, and they scored their penalties. And the last 3 he picked were black guys, and they all missed their penalties. And suddenly, no one wanted to talk about race anymore. And call me a sick fucker, but I found that quite funny. I think most comedians have better instincts for self-preservation than I do. I went straight on Twitter. And I wrote, all I'm saying is, the white guy scored! And some white, middle-class, woke, faux liberals pretended to be outraged about that, and they shared the tweet with their friends so they could pretend to be outraged about it as well. And they'd send me a lot of messages telling me I was racist, so I should take it down. So I wrote a follow-up tweet where I embedded the original tweet, and I wrote, I can see this has upset some of you, so I just want to say sorry. Sorry that black guys are bad at penalties. Within 2 hours, I'd lost all my tour dates, and my agent had dropped me from his roster, and a 17-year career in stand-up comedy was brought to a grinding halt because, as we all know, cancel culture doesn't exist. And it's my own fault. I poked the hornet's nest, didn't I? I made fun of woke, white, faux liberals. You can't make fun of those people. They're too fragile. Their egos are too fragile. You can't tease a middle-class, woke, faux liberal because their worldview is built on such wobbly fucking foundations. They cannot stand to be made fun of. They can't fucking tolerate it to the extent that if you tease them, they think a perfectly reasonable reaction to that is to smear you, misrepresent your words, destroy your livelihood and your ability to put food on the table for your children. And they do that in a state of self-righteousness and a belief that they are fully entitled to do so because, you know, they're the good guys. Oh, this is taking a somber tone I hadn't intended. Well, funnily enough, you know, I'm quite progressive person. Believe in you know what? I believe in progress, but we have a different idea of progress to most people. For me, this is the most magical fucking thing of my lifetime. 42 years on this earth, this fucking smartphone, this is it. This is fucking magic. With this, you can do anything. You can be anything with this. You make money with this. You talk to anyone, anywhere in the world with this. They might not fucking answer you, but you can do it. Anything. You can find out anything with this. Fucking Google anything. Find out anything you want to know with this fucking thing. People are unemployed in this country. Instead of paying them benefits, we should give them a smartphone and say, there you go. No excuses. Start a fucking business. That's what we should do. This fucking thing. Magic, isn't it? The only problem is, made by children. It's a bit awkward, isn't it? Made by children and you know, this magical fucking thing. And the child that made this should have 3 decent meals a day, somewhere nice to live, and access to medical care as a basic fucking human right, I think. Now, would I be prepared to pay £10 to £15 extra a month on my phone contract to facilitate that? No! Because it's not my fucking kid. Got my own kid to worry about. 6-year-old daughter. She's clever. She's beautiful. She's charming to the extent that I'm not entirely sure she's mine. Genetically, I can't say how it could be possible, but like all children, I suppose, in this country, in some respects, she's a bit spoiled, she's a bit entitled, she's a bit unappreciative, I would say. And last week, battery died on my car, so I ordered a new battery. It wasn't arriving till the next day, so I had to wait till it arrived the next day so I could put it in my car. And the next morning, I said to my daughter, look, I haven't got as many options as usual for your breakfast because I didn't have the car yesterday, I couldn't go to the shop. And she said, why couldn't you have walked to the shop? It's cutting. Very ungrateful, very unappreciative. And of course, I'm a growing adult, just a 6-year-old child, just brushed it off like a water off a duck's back. Don't care, you know, of course not. She doesn't know any better. Can't hold it against her. She's 6 years old. But, you know, I've got a very fucked up brain and dark fucking thoughts in there. And just a small part of me, when my daughter said, why couldn't you have walked to the shop? Thought, I don't know, why couldn't you have been a miscarriage? I know it's wrong. I feel like I may have outstayed my welcome. Well, a lot of comedians, all comedians do this as a professional courtesy, is they start a stopwatch before they walk on stage so they can time their set precisely because they don't want to fuck up the running order of the evening, so they want to do a precise amount of time for their set. It's a professional gesture. I haven't done that tonight. So I don't know how long I do. I've done. What I do know is I've had enough. Have a great evening. Thank you very much.